My tagline is made with hand, head and heart, and it comes from a saying that he who works with his hands is a labourer, but he who works with his hands and his head is a craftsman, but he who works with his hands, head and heart is an artist. And that's what I try and do. I try and put a bit of myself into everything I make. Kia ora, I'm Steve Haywood. I have a boutique jewellery store. I specialise in custom-made jewellery. I entered the trade as an apprentice. I worked for Michael Hill and then worked my way up into a management position, so got to know a little bit about how business works and how the development of people as well as the development of product. This business came up for sale, owned by one of my mentors, Todd Barrell, and I decided to take it over and then forge my own way. My specialty is making bespoke pieces for people, made by hand basically. What I'm really quite passionate about is listening to people's stories and then incorporating that story into the design and make of that piece as well. Digital tools, I use Xero for accounting software. Actually, one of my favourite parts of Xero is the bank reconciliation. Yeah, I think it's quite good. It's almost fun to use. Being able to use HubDoc to import your documents and then obviously not have to keep the physical copies is really good. HubDoc's an add-on to Xero that enables you to fuse your cell phone to photograph your invoice and upload it. It just makes it a lot quicker for me. Yeah. So to handle my payroll, I use Smartly, which used to be called Smart Payroll, and it's great because it takes care of a lot of that payroll stuff that you don't need to. It stores it all in the cloud. As soon as you run a pay run, it sends it through to Xero as a bill to pay. So you've got that functionality. So I use computer-aided design or CAD software, but I usually use it through a contractor. So I have experts. Some of them are not necessarily jewellery designers. So I get digital renders back and then I can tweak them. I realise that obviously learning to use the software and buying it and then it has a time cost as well. So it's just much easier for me to hand draw and then pass that on to them. My website provider is Energize Web, which is a local-based company. I'm very passionate about New Zealand made, but also keeping things local. For me, websites, it's visual, so it's what does it look like visually. That's the great thing about working with someone like Dave, is that he's really concerned about the functionality of the website. So he can make sure it works well, and then I can make sure it work with graphic designers to make sure it looks really, really good. For a website that has sales, the photograph is actually one of the most important things. So we need to make sure that photograph is really good, and then I quite often will work with a photographer to get decent photos, obviously upload those and make sure that they're going to look good. Social media, I use a variety, and it's sort of driven by what I like to use. I like Instagram and I like Pinterest because it's very visual. I'm pretty much driven by those two, but then also share to Twitter and Facebook. So one of the things I use is Business Suite, which will capture messages. So messages are quite important. Obviously that's how people are reaching out to you. So you need to be able to react or reply to them as soon as you can. The good thing with Business Suite, it has some automated messages as well, so it replies to people straight away. It gives them that their message is important. There's always a need to sort of reinvent yourself. If you keep doing what you're doing, you get the same result. So I need to reinvent the business and try and develop it further that way. That obviously includes incorporating new technology.